Hello, and welcome to another episode of Just Talk with Joe Meyer. I'm your host, Joe Meyer. Thank you for being here with me once again as we kick off this celebratory talk, this Christmas talk, right? For those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas and upcoming New Year. And I took this time because I think it's the perfect time to wish everyone a happy holidays, and and that's important. And I think it's important, and I know it's important to focus on the reason for the season, right? Um, which is Jesus, right? His birth. That is why Christmas exists, right? Now, I don't want to take away the specialness of gift giving and being together as a family and the good food and everything involved. That's all very special. But to me and my family, we love the Lord. We want to honor him in his birth, and I get it. Jesus wasn't born on Christmas. We all know that, most of us anyways. But we celebrate his birth today, or on Christmas, excuse me. And it's important to celebrate that he was born to die, right? For all of our sins, right? And we must remember that. Now, there's nothing wrong with having good fun, spending time with family, eating not too much, but appreciating the things that we have in this life, right? That's important. And appreciating life. I have to do a better job at appreciating life. Especially this year when it's been difficult, right? With the layoff and then getting a job, losing a job, getting a job, and keeping a job now with my current company. Thankful that I have work, that I can say that I'm working, although it's been challenging financially. And most don't want to talk about that because when you're out of work, and even if you plan for it, you don't know how long you're going to be out of work for, and no one really expects that you're going to start a job and have to leave after a few months because of something you weren't aware of or something that you weren't thinking that could happen. And the company I'm at with today, I'm very grateful and thankful for all of them. And we all take great joy as coworkers being together and being respectful and being professional, which is very difficult apparently in today's culture. I don't get it either, right? People are rude, people are mean, people are disrespectful, unprofessional in all environments. And you know what? This season, we have a choice, or in life, this year, New Year, we have a choice on how we are going to treat people. We have a choice in how we are going to speak with them, how we're going to react to them. And we all have a choice. But some people have really, trigger tempers where they go off very quickly and they don't control themselves. I get it that people are upset. People are angry. We live in a culture in the United States where people are angry. And I like to believe that people are respectful and professional. Many are, but many are not. There's still a lot going on in this world where people are doing horrible things. Murders, killings, that will always take place. Theft. But even in the places that you expect that we should all treat each other with respect, especially those who go out of their way to treat people with respect are never often not respected back, which is not a good thing. I have family, loved ones that deal with that every day. And it pains me to see them go through that. I know the feeling. I will say that this Christmas season and upcoming New Year, I look for good things to happen, especially in 2024. But I don't know what's going to happen. Only God knows. We have upcoming elections. By this time next year, we're going to know who our future president is going to be, right? Are we going to keep our democracy? Are we going to go into full-blown dictatorship? Which I know some of you are out there like, oh, that will never happen. It could. It could very well happen. And it scares me. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm a Christian. Do people want to go through those situations? No. There's countries today that are going through that. And you see what happens to those countries, to those people. For whatever reason, they keep surviving. I don't get it either. It's hard because I want to be positive. But this world is not being positive. This world is covered in hate. Even during this time of season, it's hard. I'm trying to keep my spirits up. I'm trying to appreciate my family. To know that they're the only family I got. But on the other side of that is that I'm struggling in here. I'm struggling to be okay. It's not only just financial, because that's a big part of it. Health-wise, although I'm healthy, I'm not very happy with my weight right now. I've gained weight. Although many of you look at me and you may be like, well, he looks fine. What's wrong with him? I know. Because I'm the one who has to see myself every day and see me an extra 20 or 30 pounds heavier than I was maybe a year ago. And I know a lot of that has to do with my stress levels and the fact that I don't get to exercise as I used to, like every day when I was working from home. That time in the day to exercise actually allowed me to focus mentally, to have better mental health, to take care of manage my weight better. But now that and I'm not complaining, now that I work in the office 4 days a week, it's not hard, it's not easy. I don't have the time to go out to the gym or do exercise before or after work. Unless I want to go at 4:30 in the morning, or 4 o'clock in the morning, which I know many people do. I used to do that, but I can't do that anymore. I need rest. My body's not the same as it was 10 years ago, to be honest. I often look at myself at pictures a year from ago, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. And yeah, I've changed a lot in the last 10 years, 8 years. My wife reminds me of how much I've changed. And I know I have. I certainly was much more full of hope years ago. But not so much anymore sometimes. I don't know what it is. When I go out in public and I look at stores, watch the people, I love to observe people. I love to observe their confidence. I love to observe what they're buying. how they're reacting to their family, their body language, how they communicate, the love they share, the joy they have. As I was saying, I love to look at the people when I'm out in public and observe them, right? Which I know it seems kind of weird, right? Like, so there's some weird guy looking at me and I don't even know it. No, I'm not like staring at you or weirdly looking at you or looking like some stalker. I'm just observing. I'm seeing your happiness. And I know this sounds really bad because I love my family. I do. I love them. I love my wife, my daughter. I love my sister, my dad, my brother-in-law, other outside family. I really do love them. It's hard loving myself at times, which Jesus states, and even I've heard many pastors state that we as people love ourselves too much, right? That we're selfish. And I agree with that assessment. People are selfish. They put themselves first. I've never, although I'm probably selfish to a certain degree, I've never attempted to be selfish. I've always tried to put others first and put myself last. But culture or society says, no, you got to put yourself first, Joseph. You got to think about yourself. You got to take care of yourself. You got to put others last. I can't bring myself to do that. The part of me is because a big part of that is my mom, who's not with us anymore. Her last Christmas with us was 2014, right? That was her last Christmas. She didn't make her next Christmas, which was in December of 2015, right? You know, she didn't make that Christmas, right? So it's been, you know, how long? 8 years? A long time already. I give to my family because I love to the point where it hurts me. It hurts me financially sometimes. And I know that goes against common advice not to do that. But a big part of bringing up my mom was that she was like that. She gave and gave and gave and gave. And it made people angry. Because she was giving. She would give me her last dime, her last penny, if she had it, to make sure that I was okay. That's, in all honesty, that's a parent's heart. That's my heart. I will never want my family to suffer financially. I'll never put them in a harm's way where we're going to be homeless. And I get it. Many families are out there homeless today. You know, they're homeless. They're living in their cars. And some are like, well, what choice do I have? Even during a time when we are considered the greatest country in the world, we still have homelessness that continues to increase year after year. Moms, dads, families living in their cars, going to work every day, trying to survive. Maybe that's you out there. Maybe you've been there. Maybe you've lived on the street. I don't want to live on the street. That's the nightmare thought that keeps me up at night, is my family, my kids, my wife having to live on the street. Now I know some of you may say, well, that will never happen. We never know that. None of us does. People are living paycheck to paycheck. And the hard thing is, even today, we're being told that we're not doing a good job. You got to save money. You got to do a better job. You're failing at money management. I mean, there's a lot of negative information out there. And these are these gurus, you know, people like Dave Ramsey, who, you know, I get it. He has knowledge. He has experience. He's also a multimillionaire, right? There are a lot of people out there who like to point the finger at those people who are struggling today, trying to make it. Because it's difficult. It's challenging. People are struggling. People are sick. People are angry. People are depressed. Suicides are on an all-time rise every year. People have lost hope. And yeah, there are times that I lose hope, but I keep pushing forward. But it's not easy. There's a lot of things out there that try to motivate you to just keep moving forward. I guess that's the beauty of the human spirit and people, is that despite hardships and tragedies and adversity, they keep pushing forward. They don't just give up. But there are people that can't keep going. They're not strong enough, and that's not a failure on that person. I'm one of those people. I'm a failure. I think about that every day. I think about this year, and my wife tells me to stop. Stop, Joseph. Let it go. Move on. Stop thinking about the past. And even Jesus says that. Stop looking back. I'm in control. And I know He is. But I can't help to think about my failures this year. The things I've done that made mistakes, that hurt myself and hurt my family. Yeah, I could have stayed at the last job and I made more money and dealt with an oppressive, passive-aggressive manager who didn't give me the time of day to learn, to train, who began her criticism campaign against me. And some of you know about this, right? I wasn't going to sit there and put up with it. But the part of the regret is that maybe I should have stuck out a little bit longer, dealt with that person, talked to that person more, you know? I just, in my opinion, I see the writing on the wall. I see that people are not going to change. There are people out there who you will tell them something and they'll change. They'll take what you tell them with consideration and they'll make adjustments to how they treat you. And then there's people that don't. There's people who don't give a damn how they treat you. They are going to be who they say they are. Now, that's my opinion. You know, I grew up with people like that. They're not going to change. I'm sorry, I don't have sympathy for those people who are unwilling to change and grow and take what people tell them, you know. There's no use, right? So, but again, back to Christmas, back to the new year. This year, for many people out there, has been a disastrous year. There are lots of people out of work. There's lots of people who are struggling. And even today, where greedy corporations who made billions of dollars, by the way, decide to do mass layoffs right before Christmas, right before New Year's, right before Thanksgiving, right? They got to show on the books that they're, they cut costs. Because you know what? At the end of the day, people are just a number on a spreadsheet. Okay? Although the people I work with are very kind and respectful and professional, at the end of the day, if somebody has to make the tough decision to get rid of people, yeah, I could be one of those people. Because I'm just a number. I'm a figurehead on a piece of paper that says, well, once we cut X out, which is me, we can save X amount of dollars, which will help us, the company. People like to say, well, it's not personal. Oh, yeah, it's personal. Because companies love to preach year after year, we're doing great, best quarter ever, we've done wonderful, we're doing great, and then they cut a whole bunch of people. And it's infuriating. I can't let go of the fact of what happened this year with my last company, right? But I must. Look, I'm thankful that I get to have new coworkers. and very good ones who are full of kindness, respect, professionalism. And I love the fact that I get to work with a different group of people of all different backgrounds, ages. A lot of the people I work with, they've been there many years, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. They've been there a long time, right? There's people who have been there, less than 5 years, who are newer, right? They're younger. And I envy those people because I think about what the heck did I do with my life when I was their age? For many of them, they're in their late 20s, and I know what was happening in those times. I was struggling. I was on the verge of not being here in this world anymore. I just gave up, right? I gave up. Um, and I'm losing hope. And I tell my wife this, and she feels sad, and it hurts her heart to hear those things. And it's not a reflection of her, I tell her. It's not you. It's not our daughter. It's something within me that fights every single day to push forward, to go to work, to feed my family, to make sure they have a good life, to make sure they have a better life than I did. But I even failed there because I look back and my life today is not much different than in the sense of when I grew up. Yeah, I have a home in a sense. I have a roof over my head. I have food, but I still am poor, so to speak. I'm not rolling in money. And some of you may say, well, that's not important. Money's important. We may not like to, we may say it, but we know money's important. Money makes the world go round. Money gives us comforts. Money gives us security. Money allows us to feel like we're going to be okay. But when you don't have money, when you struggle every day to put food on the table, so to speak, or save money or save for that impending future hardship, it's scary. And I know a lot of people judge because they're like, well, you just need to be a better planner. You need to do better. It's not easy. It's not easy when many people out there live below the poverty line, right? There's many people out there who do very well financially, but they're doing horrible because of the cost of living, because of the cost of rent, a mortgage, food. And they're not even doing anything. That's the problem. You think, oh, they're going on vacations or spending a lot of money and wasting things. No, they're not. They're just surviving, which is not always not doesn't feel very good sometimes. When we look around and we see people thriving, the media loves to throw in our face people like the Kardashians and celebrities and how much better they're doing than us and how much more they have and just how much better people they are. And that's the world today, right? The world loves money. The world loves celebrities. They love people who have more than the average Joe or Schmo because they put them on TV, they put them on the news, they put them on social media, they put them in your news feed, they put them all there. They want you to know how much better they are than you and I. That we're just schmucks because we're starting to survive and they're driving. And some of you may be like, well, you don't know that. Yeah, you're right. We don't always know that because there's people out there that, you know, have ended their lives because in our eyes they look like, wow, I'm sure they're doing well, they make money, they're on TV, and then they go end it and you're like, man, why would they do that? Because they're not doing well, because something in society breaks them, because at the end of the day they learn to figure out that it's not even worth it. What they're doing is that brings no value. But there's a lot of people who struggle every day with depression, anxiety, things of that nature, mental health, mental illness, and they try to push forward, and I'm one of those people. Sadly, I know this is becoming a very depressing Christmas message, and that's not the intention, but I haven't spoken to all of you out there for a while. But yeah, there's things I think about that I don't like to disclose all the time because it hurts people to hear those things. Hurts my wife, hurts people. And that's not my intention. But at the same time, I don't want to be quiet about it because I'm holding everything inside. I don't have a lot of people in my life. I have my wife, daughter, sister, dad, brother-in-law. But there are people that I can go to and talk to about these things. There's people I just can't. They don't want to hear it. Don't get me wrong. I love my sister. She doesn't want to hear about my depression. She doesn't want to hear about if I'm struggling mentally. She doesn't want to hear that if I have thoughts of ending my life. She doesn't want to hear those things because of what's happened in our past, me and my sister's past. And that's okay. I don't want to make her feel bad. I don't want her to worry, but I'm sure she does. I love my sister. I do. But I'm struggling each day. During this time of year, as you can see, I have my Christmas tree up. All right. Let me introduce some friends of mine that are very important to me. My daughter hates them, hates one of them. I'll tell you what. As you can see, I'm wearing my Mary Satchmas Christmas sweater. All right. Some of you may recognize who this is. This is Velveteen Rabbit, right? This rabbit's very special to me. I've had this since I was 10 years old. I'll admit that, my mom got him for me when they used to sell plush toys like this at Target. He used to have a stocking, but I took it off. I don't know why I took it off, but as you can see, he's, his little tail and everything. I guess he's meant to have the stocking taken off. He's pretty old. He has a little worn hole in his, I gotta sew that. His ears are worn. This is Velveteen, right? Why is this so special to me? Because when I was 10 years old, this brought me great comfort. And this actually brought me great comfort into adulthood, too. Because I would keep him on my bed. But as a child, I would keep him with me in bed. I would snuggle with him. I would, run my mouth against his ears, bring me comfort. This rabbit has seen a lot of tears in my lifetime. A lot. And I've managed to keep him all these years. And he's very important to me. I keep him, once Christmas is over, I put him away safely so nothing happens to him. He doesn't get more damaged. But he used to be on my bed for years. And I would comfort to him, lay him next to me. I would hold him like this, kiss him, talk to him. He was my friend. So I'm not ashamed to say that. He's very important to me. Okay. The next one is this guy. Some of you know who this is. This is Gizmo, obviously. He makes noises. Gizmo has been with me since I was even younger, right? As you know, what did Gremlins come out? 1984? My mom got me this. And I loved Gizmo. I always have loved the Gremlins. I love that movie. My daughter doesn't like Gremlins. Sadly, when she sees this thing, Gizmo, she tosses him across the room. She doesn't like him. She thinks he's ugly. And I get it. He's pretty beat up. His eyes are all worn a little bit. But this thing was made strong. They made toys good back then. Who used to make this? Hasbro, right? Yeah, Hasbro, right? And Gremlins is a Christmas movie, right? I would keep him. A lot of my toys over the years I've lost. Some of them have been taken. This is one of the ones I've been able to keep with me for most of my life. He's very important to me. See? You know, and then obviously him. Here's Velveteen. Looking at you, see? Yeah. So let me see if I have a devotional. I should have a Christmas devotional today. Let's see, December 25th. Just in time for just to do the Christmas one. Oh, well, how about this one? This one looks pretty good. Sorry. Joy to the world. Joy to the world. So, and I heard, as if it were the voice of a great multitude, as the sound of many waters, and as the sound of mighty thundering, saying, Hallelujah, for the Lord omnipotent reigns. Let us be glad and rejoice and give him glory. Revelation 19, 6-7. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room, and heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. The father of English humanity, Isaac Watts, captured what should mean for all creation to welcome the presence of the Creator God. This hymn echoes the words of Psalm 98, 4-9, where the earth, the sea, the rivers, and the mountains clap their hands and rejoice. The same expectation voiced by the Apostle Paul in Romans 8, 18-22. But like creation, the children of God long for appearing the Son of God, Romans 8:23. Thus Watts wrote, Let every heart prepare him room, As part of creation, is your heart open to Christ? Have you prepared him room in your heart and home this Christmas? Let the joy of your heart become joy to the world. If only so many people would do that today, we would have certainly a better world, wouldn't we? I know we would. I just want to wish all of you a Merry Satchmas Christmas, a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, even if you don't celebrate Christmas, because there's people that don't. And wishing all of you a peaceful New Year. I'm going to see if I can push in another message in time for the New Year for all of you. I'll try. But if I don't, I just want to wish all of you a Happy New Year. Bring peace and joy to your family. Thank you for hearing me, watching me each day. And God bless you. Everyone, right? As in the words of Tiny Tim would say. Thank you, everybody. And have a blessed holiday. Be safe. Be happy. Be joyful. And appreciate the things that we have in life today. Even when they're not exactly the things that we hope we're getting in this life. Sometimes we have hardships. We don't want those sometimes, obviously. But God's in control. He's there with you. And I truly believe he will make things work in his timing and for his glory. Thanks, everybody. God bless. And I will see you soon. This is another Just Talk with Joe Meyer. Thank you for taking your time, and God bless you all.